just wanted to hop on real quick and go live. Becoming more known about what certain, let's just call them agencies, are trying to plan for the future. And let's just say that I spoke with an extraterrestrial last week, okay? And when I talked to him, we spoke about future technology, and I mentioned some things that were going on here on Earth on my father's creation. And when I mentioned to him about, what was it? Um, Heliocentrism. What did I mention to him? I said, oh yeah, light years. How the scientists here measure light, how they measure distances with light years. And he started laughing at that, and he was like, he didn't understand it because that's all propaganda. And like I was saying, to call someone an alien, that's actually offensive. And you shouldn't call anyone an alien. They're extraterrestrials because if you think about what is an extraterrestrial, extra means more, terra means land, so terrestrial would be from more land, like a being from more land, you know. So they're called ETs because they're just from the extra terra. Because you guys have to learn that Antarctica is not an island. Antarctica, let's just say Antarctica is like this right here. Antarctica is the ring that holds us in, and we're in the middle. And let's just say the firmament, like it says in the Bible, because within the firmament, God gave us the sun to rule the day and the moon to rule the night. So I have no idea why you guys believe it, but me, it's common sense. The devil is the master of deception, and basically he's going to lie and he's going to tell you the opposite. So if he tells you that the sun is 93 million miles away and we're chasing it at a 500,000 miles per hour, and we're also corkscrewing, orbiting around the sun, then I know that it's the opposite of that. I know that we're sitting still. The sun is not 93 million miles per hour, or 93 million miles away. It's right within the firmament, and the sun is rotating around us, giving us, the sun tells us the hour, or no, the sun tells us the day. No, sun tells us the time, moon tells us the day, stars tells us the month. Because the sun, every 24 hours is one day. When the sun rotates around the earth one time, it takes 24 hours. Because according to heliocentric, most of you guys don't even know your numbers, and you defend it with such honor, and you have no idea what it is because you've just been programmed to repeat it because someone told me and they told them and because they said so, but you have no proof. If you think about it, you say that your earth is 24,000 miles at the equator, and it spins at and it takes 24 hours for a day, so it spins it around roughly around 1,000 miles per hour to complete one rotation, is what you guys believe. But I know what is true. We are sitting right here at the center of creation, and every time the sun makes a rotation, it takes 24 hours. And wherever the sun is, that's where it is noon. So like when the sun is above America, then it moves and it goes above towards, because it rises from the east, sets in the west. So, it just keeps going, does its little rotations. And then you have the moon. It takes 28 days for each revolution. And 28 days is a moon cycle. You have a new moon and a full moon. And there's 13 moon cycles, which equals 28 times 13 equals 364. So, and then the stars, if you look up at the stars, they tell you what part of the year we're in, what month it is. And according to that, you can tell what month it is and how to tell time like that. I'm still learning how to tell time this way because I've been programmed with the Gregorian calendar and heliocentrism. And like also, I was looking at, what's his name? May God have mercy on his soul, but Stephen Hawking. You know what his last quote was? He was mocking my father, talking about there is no God or some baloney, okay? They always mentioned his atheistic viewpoint, no matter what question was asked. So that's why I know that he was just a puppet used for sorcery, heliocentric sorcery. Okay, I don't believe in sorcery. I don't believe in heliocentrism. I call it heliocentric sorcery, and to me, that is witchcraft and deception. You know, they're programming our children to believe that they are monkeys lost in space, only capable of using 10% of their brain, and we're chasing a sun that's 93 million miles away while we're corkscrewing around us, while we're corkscrewing our solar system, supposedly what they say, traveling at 66,600 miles per hour, while we're also spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, chasing a sun that's supposedly 93 million miles away. All of this is going on at 500,000 miles per hour, right? Okay, I'm going to solve this cube while we're talking to. You're expected to believe all that. To me, that is nonsense. If you use your common sense, you can see that we are very stationary. How can you tell me that something that's 93 million miles away, that we could see it? If you know what the inverse law of squares is, if you do it for light, then you know when you double the distance, you get 1/4 the lumens, so it loses brightness. So if something is 93 million miles away and it's supposed to be reflecting on the moon, but then if you go in the moon and you feel while you're underneath the moon, take the temperature, and then get out of the moon and then take the temperature again, what you're going to find that it's colder in the moonlight, because the moon is its own light and it produces a cold light. So like if you go in the moon's shadow, it's going to be warmer, which doesn't make sense. But if you believe you're lost in space, traveling at such ridiculous speeds, I call that sorcery. And I don't want to support it. I rebuke it. I no longer recognize it. And I just wanted to mention that we are at the center of creation. NASA is going to be audited. They spend millions and millions of dollars programming the populace to believe in such nonsense. We could be using that money to save our Earth, to put proper nutrition back into the diet, because people don't know proper nutrition. They think they know proper nutrition, and they think that just because someone in a lab coat says they know proper nutrition, that they should listen to it. This is false. I was in school for nutrition, and it's the opposite of nutrition. It made me sick. They create new policies to avoid proper nutrition. Anyway, I'll be back.